Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. So the one thing I hear in the comments all the time is motorcycles are too expensive, and I've got to agree, some of them are, but this one isn't. This is the Voge 900 DSX and it's £8,999 and this bike is fully loaded. You want to find out more? Then sit back, relax and come along for the ride. So like I said guys, this bike is absolutely fully loaded, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn off this main road because we're kind of caught in the rush hour traffic here, because this is an adventure bike that carries that 21-inch front wheel and also a 17 in the rear. So yeah, we'll just pull over here so we can get a bit of a closer look at this bike, so you know what we're talking about. So as we take a closer look at this bike, I think aesthetically it does look really cool. I like the styling on it. This is the blue colour. There's also a black and a lime colour that you can get. So the interesting thing about this engine, it's built in the Longsing factory in China, which also builds BMW's F900 GS engine. It's an 895cc parallel twin with a 270-degree crank that carries 95 brake horsepower, 8,250 RPM, and also 95 Newton meters of torque at 6,250 RPM. So that is plenty for the road. So we've got some premium bits for the suspension. On the front, we've got these upside down KYB fully adjustable front forks. And on the rear, we've got that single KYB mono shock. And I like the fact we've got this remote preload adjuster there. So we've carried a pillion passenger today. I'll give it a couple of turns just to crank up that rear shock, and that's working great so far. We've got a nice bit of stopping power on the front with these twin 305mm discs and also the Brembo 2-piston pot calipers. And on the rear, we've got a 265mm single disc with a 1-piston Brembo caliper. This bike has got a good set of boots on it. Tyre wise, it's running the Pirelli Scorpion Trail 2s, and on the front we've got a 90x90x21, and on the rear we've got a 150x70x17, and as an added bonus, the wheels are tubeless. Another thing about this bike as well, like I said, fully loaded, it comes with the 3-piece luggage. I've not got the pannier racks on at the minute. We've just taken them off for this day's ride. I've left the top box on, and this is superb quality as well. Like I said, this is all standard in with that £8,999. You also get things like the engine crash guards as standard. You also get the hand guards. We've got the adjustable front screen on the front. We've also got the main stand that comes as standard. I love the lighting on the bike as well. It's full LED, and you also get a nice little touch like these spots as well. Also comes with a quick shifter as standard. And this bike has got that nice note to the exhaust. It carries, like I said, that parallel twin engine with that 270-degree crank. Let's just have a little listen. And as always, I've brought along my pillion passenger to give you guys that pillion perspective on this bike, which we'll find out at the end of this video. But there's still plenty to talk about, so let's jump on and go for that ride. So as we set off down the lanes, the suspension feels really nice on the bike. I have given that remote rear monoshock adjuster a couple of turns just because I'm carrying a pillion passenger. Straight away I can feel that's a lot better. Ergonomically, the bike feels nice. At 5'9", I'm sitting nicely into this bike. It's like it's been built for me. I wouldn't say the seat is the most comfortable seat I've ever sat on, but I've been on it for a few miles and I've had no problems whatsoever. I do feel like I can do a long journey with this one. So on the bike you've got them 3 different modes to the ride-by-wire throttle. I'm currently in road mode, we've also got sport and we've also got rain. As you can see in front of me, we've got this 7-inch TFT screen. The clarity on that is absolutely beautiful. It's got all the information that you need. Another thing about the tyres on this bike as well, it also carries the pressure monitor system, and you can probably see on the screen there it's giving me the PSI readings for the front and the rear, which is a nice touch. Again, comes as standard. The engine's got a really nice note to it when you get on that throttle. I already rode the F900 GS about 6 months ago, and it's definitely got the same characteristics of that engine. Like I said, 95 brake horsepower, 95 newton meter torque. That kind of comes in at that about 3,500 RPM. Yeah, this bike shifts. The quick shifter works really nice. It has got a little bit of clunkiness for the first couple of gears, which again reminds me of that BMW engine. The throttle's very linear, it's got a nice power delivery, but ergonomically, like I said, it's a beautiful riding position. I love the fact my knees just slot nicely into the tank. It's really stylish. I like the way all the controls are set out. I like the fact that we've got a button to do everything as well. Interestingly as well, this bike carries a dash cam camera on the front as well, so you can hit that and start recording and also take photographs, which is a kind of a nice little touch. I think more bikes should perhaps have that built into them. I mean, so far I've kind of done a little bit of mix of roads as well. In order to get over to the trails, I did a bit down the bypass as well, because we've got this adjustable screen on the front which is in its high position, and I think there's about a 50mm difference there as well. It's quite easy to kind of do on the fly as well. You just kind of hook your hands up and pull it up. It does make a difference. When I popped it down on the dual carriageway, I got quite a bit of wind blast, and then as you raise it up, it just gives you a nice bit of shelter. I'm pretty sure for the taller people they might want a little extension on the top of that as well, just to get that wind deflected a little bit more. And if you notice as well, it's also a keyless bike. Chinky's lost. Come on. Yeah, you lost the dog, have you? There's one there, I don't know if you recognise it, but... Well, it kind of came down this lane, but... I don't know if to check its collar for a number.
That's Randy's phone.
I don't think he liked the motorbike. He was kind of like... He looks happy enough.
Yeah, he does.
I'll leave you to it.
Right,
So yeah, we just kind of rescued a dog there. Didn't seem to know where it was going. It was having a great time though, but yeah, luckily a lady pulled up in the car. Couldn't really take him on the bike, although I think he perhaps would have enjoyed it. I've lost my train of thought now. I think I'm going to take my time a little bit, because you know it is a little bit wet and a bit of mud on the tracks. We've got a few of those cattle grids can get quite slippy, but so even on the standing up position as well, that feels kind of nice. Maybe perhaps do with some bar risers, I reckon. Turning it around, I mean it is a bit of a heavyweight, I'll be honest. It's I think dry weight's about 220, wet weight's about 238. None of these bigger adventure bikes are going to be super light really. But it does feel nice. It does feel nice on the pegs when you stood up. I do like the geometry on the side stand. I think that's a nice position to be in when getting on and off the bike. Like all these adventure bikes, you kind of need to get your foot in to step up and over onto the bike. Seat height on the bike as well, 825mm. It is kind of wide there, so it does feel perhaps a little bit higher on the bike. As I get on, you can see at 5'9" where I'm sat on the bike. I'm on a bit of a camber here as well, but I have got my feet flat down, so I do feel secure on the bike. Perhaps if you're a little bit shorter in the leg, I think that perhaps would make a bit of a difference. The comfort of the seat, like I said, it's a little bit hard, but do you know what? I can live with that. It's not that bad. Actually, you know, feeling that to that, I think the pillion's probably got the comfier bit, but we'll find out from Amy B a little bit later on. But all in all, like I said, this bike on this kind of terrain, on these trails, it's handling really well, and those Trail Scorpion 2 tyres are pretty decent as well. I used to have these on my Multistrada. I'll be honest, I did eventually swap them out for the Michelin Road 6s, which I found a little bit better. Right, well, we'll just kind of head on to the main road, because I want to just do a bit of a brake test, because like I said, this bike's got some nice bit of braking on there, those 305mm discs with those Brembo calipers. These tyres have been holding up quite well. I have been on some pretty muddy kind of terrain. The only time the traction control's kicked in is when I've been in the proper sludge. Right, we'll get on a faster bit of road. Let's just put it into sports mode. We're in road mode, as you can see, so just give that a press. There we go, that's sports. That will liven the throttle up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, why would you need any more power than this? Yeah, this bike is quick enough. I'll tell you a little bit more about this bike as well. You can probably see here we've got 2 charging points. So on the left, it's got these rubber caps on there. We've got a USB and a USB-C. That is super handy as well. And on the right, we've got a 12-volt charger as well. I guess that's if you want to kind of plug in any of your heated clothing. The switch gear on the left, very similar to the KTM setup. Bike's also got Bluetooth connectivity to your phone. Voge's got his own app as well, and that links to the camera on the bike for the dash cam. Like I said, this bike is fully loaded. We've even got cruise control. We've got heated grips. We've also got a heated seat as well, although I believe that is just for the rider, unfortunately not for the passenger. Another superb feature on this bike as well, it's got a rear radar, and what that does is put your blind spot indication on. So if you get a vehicle that comes up on either side of you, you've got a little triangle in each of these mirrors that will then flash up to warn you when a vehicle's coming alongside. Also, another feature, if the vehicle approaches you too quick from the rear, then what will happen is the indicator lights will start flashing rapidly to warn the vehicle behind. So yeah, all in all, I think what you get for your money is just phenomenal, really. And a beautiful engine that they're using in that BMW bike, a proven engine, some quality components like that KYB suspension and the Brembo brakes. We've got some nice tech, some beautiful spec for £8,999. I just think that's astonishing. We'll just give you an example of acceleration as we're in that sports mode, and then I'll get on the brakes. So we're in second gear, we'll do a rolling kind of start, and we'll give it the beans. Wow! This is a quick bike, and I'm just going to get on the brakes. I can feel that ABS kicking in on the rear, but yeah, them brakes are phenomenal. So guys, I want to say a big thank you to MotoGB for lending me this bike today. It's been an absolute stonker. Great performing bike, it handles the roads perfectly, and I think for the money, like I said, £8,999, what more do you want? I don't think they could possibly get any more tech and any more spec on this bike. So go check out their website, they've got some fantastic bikes on there. I'll pop the link in the description below. overall the bike's been brilliant. I'd say the only quirk with it is the main stand. It's a little bit of a pain to get your foot under there, but once it's up. It's quite a weighty bike to get on that centre stand. Apart from that, I can't really fault it, to be honest. But as always, we like to get that pillion perspective from Amy B. How was that on the back for you today?
Yeah, really comfortable. It definitely makes a difference having the top box on the back when we're accelerating. The seat's really comfortable, really padded one today. Not much girth to these handles on the back, but they've not been needed as much with having the top box. So all in all, really comfortable for a pillion.
So guys, there you have it. The Voge has been bang on for the book. I hope you liked the video today. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Give us a like and we'll see you in the next one.